So you've got these AI-generated shots, right? Prompts were perfect, every single image is beautiful. You line them up, hit play, and it's a slideshow. It's not bad, it's not amateur, but something's off. You can feel exactly where it goes wrong even if you can't put your finger on why. That feeling has a name. A film director named Alexei Sokolov worked it out in 1955. His explanation is almost insultingly simple, but it accounts for nearly every case of that wrongness. And once you understand it, you can fix it before you film or generate a single frame. This is the first film editing principle, editing by shot size. 6 sizes. That's the system. Detail, close-up, first medium, second medium, wide, extreme wide. This wasn't invented as theory, it was reverse engineered from real audiences. Kuleshov watched where people flinched, where they relaxed, where something felt off. He built the scale from that data. The result is an empirical map of perceptual tolerance, not an aesthetic rulebook, a map of what the human brain can and can't do at the moment of a cut. The rule itself is that simple: skip a step, never cut between 2 adjacent sizes, always leave at least one between them. Second medium to first medium, bad cut. Second medium to wide to first medium, that works. If you watch the bad version, something is just wrong. It's not jarring, not obviously a mistake, but it's like the image he kept. This is called the rip effect. When you cut, your brain instantly tries to confirm that the thing is in the new frame is the same thing it was just looking at. Big size change, like wide to close-up, easy confirmation. No size change at all, brain reads it as continuous, also fine. But that half step, second medium to first medium, you fail both tests. Your brain can't confirm it's the same object fast enough, but the frames are too similar to feel like a new shot. The fix isn't complicated. Leave a step between them. See, it's a law of human perception. In the first music videos I directed, I stumbled upon this a few times. Nice shots of the artist performing with a band looked great individually, but felt like a slideshow when I put them together. Luckily, with music videos, you can cheat by using inserts of other band members. On later projects, I used that knowledge to film more shots of different sizes. Here is what makes this feel urgent rather than historical. Human perception hasn't meaningfully changed in somewhere between 10 and 40,000 years. The technology is new, the viewer's brains is not. Whatever was true for an audience in 1958 is exactly what's happening when someone watches your edit on a phone right now. There is an exception, and understanding it reframes what the rule is actually about. The size pairings seem like they should fail, but don't. Watch. Detail cutting directly to close-up. Medium cutting directly to extreme wide. By the logic of the rule, this should lurch. Detail to close-up feels natural. Medium to extreme wide lands like a punctuation. Because the jump is so extreme it becomes readable. Your brain doesn't ask, did it cut or twitch? It knows something intentional just happened. The scale difference is so large it can only mean one thing: someone made a choice. So the rule isn't about avoiding contrast, it's about avoiding the ambiguous middle zone, the half step too different to read as continuity, too similar to read as a new idea. You're not trying to hide your cuts, you're trying to make every cut either invisible or unmistakably deliberate. Nothing in between. Why I am bringing this up for AI filmmakers specifically? So I was watching that fully AI generated Coca-Cola ad, the one with the holiday trucks. At the start they cut between 2 close-ups of Santa's hand, and it's a little off. If that first shot were a touch wider, it'd flow better. Then they have all these shots of trucks driving. Stitched together, it'd be boring, just 30 seconds of trucks. But the editor does the smart thing. They cut to closer shots of animals reacting. That's what gives the sequence life, and it shows the core problem with AI. Every shot is made in isolation, optimized to look beautiful alone, not to cut together. So you end up with a bunch of sizes that are all too close. The cuts that result are almost always adjacent sized cuts. The sequence feels like a glitch. The fix? Before you open GPT image or whatever, think in sizes. You're not just making shots, you're building a relational system. If your scene needs 5 cuts, plan those 5 sizes ahead of time. Skip at least one step every time. So instead of second medium, first medium, second medium, first medium, large, 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 you go extreme wide, second medium, close up, wide, detail. Same number of shots, same scene, but now it flows like cinema. And here is what most people miss about this. You have a superpower traditional filmmakers don't get. You can design your shot library from scratch before a single image exists. You are building a sequence from intention rather than working with whatever ended up on the card. Use that. Once you can feel the lurch before it happens, and you will, you can break the rule on purpose. Like Godard in Breathless. He uses jump cuts that violate size continuity to create this fractured, nervous energy. The violation is the new meaning. He knew exactly what he was doing. Or that bone to spacecraft cut in 2001 A Space Odyssey. Most extreme size match possible, and it's one of the most famous cuts ever. So clearly intentional it reads like a statement. You can only weaponize a rule you understand. Next episode, editing by orientation in space. How to make your cuts flow so the viewer never feels the join. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for your time.